Hello, you're welcome to the ever increasing and ever nourishing word of life. And I'm glad to have you join me today. I trust that the word will build you up. I'll be talking on foreknowledge, predestination, and adoption. Foreknowledge, predestination, and adoption. Turn with me to Romans chapter 8, verse 28 to 30. Romans chapter 8, verse 28 to verse 30. And we know that all things work together for good to those who love God, to those who are the called according to his purpose, for whom he foreknew, he also predestined to be conformed to the image of his Son, that he might be the firstborn among many brethren. Moreover, whom he predestined, these he also called. Whom he called, these he also justified. And whom he justified, these he also glorified. Amen. You see that God is Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. Who knows the end from the beginning is not just a religious cliche. The statement is true. It is important you understand the character of God rather than relating to him based on assumption. So in this series, we want to see if it is true that God does not change. If it does not, why? Does God do evil? Why did he choose Jacob and dislike Esau? Did he not put the twins in their mother's womb? You see, when you understand the true character of God, it influences your overall relationship with him. So I'd like you to stay connected as we feast on the word. Now, Romans 8:28 point out these words or phrase: to foreknow, predestinate, which is to know something in advance or ahead. To predestinate is to determine before, which means God knew ahead and determined. He made the decision even before time began. A manufacturer sometimes may have to change a product design in response to the market needs and trends. That's not bad. It is a reactionary response. But check this. For whom he foreknew, he also predestined to be conformed to the image of his Son, that he might be the firstborn among many brethren. Which means there is no afterthought with God. There is no afterthought with God. Wow, what a great God. It is intriguing to know that the masterpiece design for your life has been done and dusted with no need for editing before the foundation of the world. So God does not react. Rather, he proacts. He acts in advance. So every little details of your life has been taken into consideration when he was forming you. David says in Psalm 139, I'm reading from NLT version, you made all the delicate inner part of my body and knit me together in my mother's womb. Thank you for making me so wonderfully complex. Your workmanship is marvelous. How well I know it. You watched me as I was being formed in utter seclusion, as I was woven together in the dark of the womb. You saw me before I was born. Every day of my life was recorded in your book. Every moment was laid out before a single day had passed. Amazing. I'm going to read that same text in another version, in NIV version now. Psalm 139 from verse 13. For you created my inmost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that full well. Imagine, my frame was not hidden from you when I was made in the secret place, when I was woven together in the depth of the heart. Your eyes saw my unformed body. All the days ordained for me were written in your book before one of them came to be. Now, this is saying that even before I knew how to exist, before I was formed, you had finished everything. Now, question, does it mean everything happening in your life, both good and bad, were predetermined by God? Because that would be a very rational question to ask. Does it mean that everything happening in your life now, both good and bad, were predetermined by God? And this is my response to that. Architects design buildings, but when people get on the site and build whatever they like and the building collapses, can we blame the architect? I'm sure you got a point. You've got to live according to the pattern and design in the mind of God if you must manifest as a predetermined. So in the foreknowledge and predestination lies the wisdom of God. In the foreknowledge and predestination lies the wisdom of God. And you know that the wisdom of God is the foolishness of man. The wisdom of God is foolishness to man. So, does God know everything? Yes, affirmatively. He knows everything because He is omniscience, all knowing God. But when calamities, problems, death of loved ones, loss, and the likes happen, we say God knows about it. Okay? God knows about it in an attempt to console ourselves or those concerned. Yes, it is true that God knows about it in the sense that nothing is hidden from His sight. The dark is like light before Him, nothing is hidden in His sight. But did He predetermine it? Is God the source of good and evil? Is there evil in God? We will get into more details as we progress. Let me leave you with these points that the masterpiece designed for your life has been done and dusted with no need for editing, even before the foundation of the world. So get the designer's blueprints and just live according to it. Till I come your way again, remain blessed.